I had an agenda when I came here, which was to find out what these doctors knew about me and in this certain amount of time that would be beneficial to me. Their job, from my point of view, was to explain to me what was wrong with me and what they could do to perhaps help me right now in the short term and in the long term. They did really a good job to the degree where I remember them as people who were doing something rather than physicians who were looking at me. So they explained things in a manner that was not really that technical, that I didn't understand or grasp what they were trying to accomplish.
Right. These are the two vertebrae that you have involved.
Right.
What happens now is, since this area isn't moving, the areas above it and below it compensate.
Right. They still did such a good job at the part of making me feel comfortable about what was going on, but at the same time giving me opportunity to see what's possible if the first day was the x-rays and they went through that, and then the second day was a part where I really got a chance to see what they saw and then explain to me in a fashion where I could not only understand but have input.
We're a unique place. You have a cast of physicians here that really care. And I know nowadays that that may be trite and may not be believable, but it's true.
These guys are coming together in unison and trying to create something that's going to help the players at no cost to the player whatsoever. No meeting to determine with people who are not medical people as to whether or not you should get something, but instead of these idiots that don't know horse caca from homemade apple butter and they're over here making decisions about medical deals. To have something like this where you can escape all of that crap and you can go right to the source and they come to you and have such an easy time.
I think it's a groundbreaking thing. I think it's something. I've always been kind of a progressive thinker. Some people told me I was too fast for my own good, but I think this is something that's coming to its own. It's kind of all worked together.
When I see somebody or know of someone that has a particular problem that was generated from having played in the National Football League, I would say that there's a program that these guys are starting up in New Jersey. It's just getting off the ground, but it's grounded in some integrity about who they are and about what they want to do, because all they want to do very simply is help other human beings. And so the compassion that these people have shows up in the simplicity of how they make things happen. The natural way that these guys came across and their willingness to help and their willingness to be part of something that's being started with no other agenda in mind other than to do good for other people. This is conspicuously absent, this kind of caring that the NFL should have. They should have these people in this position in places all over the country so that people could go there and be administered to for what occurred while they played in the NFL. The game is such that now the people cheer that gladiator aspect, but they fail to see what happens when they take that uniform off, all right? And then they go out into their lives, and then they rejoin society, and now they can't walk, or they need a new back for the 6th time, or there's so much cortisone and xylocaine has been put into their spine that it's gone down and killed the bone marrow in their hips, and they got to have a hip replacement before they're 50. So it seems like they don't want people to know that, and so therefore society doesn't know that. They'll sit there and plunk down their 50 or 60 bucks to go to a game and sit in the nosebleed seats and see these hits and talk about them and then see them on ESPN, but they don't see the cause and effect of what actually happens to these human beings. I played 8 years. For me, it's not worth it, but it's what happens. So you have the payoff and the cost. The payoff is you get to be in the NFL. The cost is you get what the NFL gives you, and that's a residual effect of not only impacting your health and your well-being, but impacting the psychological and emotional aspects of how you live once you rejoin those same people who are watching you in the stands. And it shouldn't have to be that these doctors are coming forward like this, but thank God that they are, because if they weren't, then there are a lot of people that would be in trouble and no one would know, and they would simply go through life suffering until they died.